Okay, the next thing we need to do is run the PostProcessor, which will generate the code for the shopbot. If I go up here and the PostProcess is right next to the simulate button, then that will post-process, if setup 1 is highlighted, all the programs under setup 1. The problem with that is our shopbot does not do tool changes. So therefore, I'm going to need to post-process these separately. So I'm going to just highlight and select slot 1. Then we'll go up to post-process. And then under setup, we want to use the personal post library. And we only installed one personal post library, DHS Shopbot 2. So that'll make this much simpler. Program name, okay? We were gonna call this program 1. So I'm gonna go 01. And then I'm gonna name what the project is. This is Gigadrive. And then I'm gonna name what the operation is. It's the slot. And then I'm going to do my initials. And then I'm going to identify the tool number. That's tool 4. So this is kind of important because we don't have tool changes. We want to make sure you're running the correct program. So even when you upload it, you want to make sure that that's your file if you're going to run that physically on the machine. Where it says program comment, I usually like to put the stock size there. Or if there's any other specific directions about the setup, I usually like to add that as a comment after we look at the NC code in the editor. So at this point, I'm going to do stock, and this was 3 by 2 by 1.5. So if I open something up on the shopbot, I'm going to see that program in the comment, and it reminds me what size stock do I need to make this cut. Okay, that's pretty simple because then I usually like to say open NC file and editor. So we'll go ahead and post it. You have to tell it where you want to put it. So you may want to put it to your network drive, to a Google Drive if you're signed in, or to your downloads, wherever you post-process it. Again, this post-processor is not interactive, so it's not adaptive. If you change something, the depth of the slot or whatever, or how you program it, you will have to re-post-process your program. So for right now, let's just throw that to downloads. And we can look at it from there. So I'll click save. You can do don't show this again, say OK. And in a moment or so, it should open up the post-processor because we told it to. Okay, usually it will automatically open up a post-processor. In this case, it did not, so I went to my downloads folder, and let's just click open. And now here we see there's the Gigadrive. It gives us the stock. If I want to add more comments in terms of setup, that's easy to do, but there's our slotting operation. Okay, the only thing that we might want to do at the end of a program is then move, after we pull up to a safe position, we might want to jog in 2 directions to an XY position. So that would be, I'm going to delete this comment and do J2 to say 10, 8. Now, where will be that safe position? I think that's the same safe position we did based on the engraving project that we did. So that's why I'm selecting that. But whatever that position is, that's what we would do. So I made that small little change, and that safe position might be different for a different project. So always consult Mr. Conrad on that change. So that part there is post-processed. Let's go back to Fusion. And this time I will press Control and hold it and select both the tool paths that are running for tool number 7. We'll post-process again. And it looks like it saves our fact that we're doing a local post so that we don't have to go through and find a different one. So we're going to call this, of course, program number 2, Gigadrive. And this is pocket and holds, my initials, and the tool number. And we're using tool 7 here. So then we'll select post. Put that also in your downloads folder or on your H drive, wherever you're going to store it temporarily before you upload it, if we're actually going to cut it. This time it actually opened up the program. In a text editor. Don't know why it didn't do that last time, but usually it does. And then at the bottom, if we want to edit out the comment and tell it to actually go to a safe position. That gets the tool out of the way and moves to a safe position. The less manual movement we do, the less opportunity we have for mistakes when we're programming it. Of course, make sure that you save it after making that change. Okay, so that is executing 2 separate post processors and file naming.